David Benavidez is the person that everybody across this country and across the world would like to see you fight. You said earlier this week you're willing. What are your thoughts now?
I don't know right now. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna enjoy my family. But you know, if the money is right, I made that call. If the money is right.
Oh man, say it ain't so. Canelo Alvarez, payday, you want payday? I know that. Canelo Alvarez gets booed by his own fans in Las Vegas on the West Coast. He gets booed for going around and not directly answering Jim Gray's question on PBC on Prime, Amazon Prime. Will he fight David Benavidez next? You guys heard the clip at the beginning. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Subscribe. Now, Canelo just defeated Jaime Munguia. I thought he won the fight. I was actually surprised. I did the watch party. I did see some people who were trying to say that Munguia won, and I don't know what the heck y'all watch, but check out my watch party. I fully break down the fight. Canelo won fair and square. He dropped and hurt Munguia early in the fight. Munguia wasn't doing bad to that point, but I really feel after Munguia got dropped, he really didn't know what to do. He just lacked the experience, lacked the tools, and he couldn't make up for it at the deficit he was in, because at that point, basically he hurt Canelo to some degree in the round that Canelo fired back and dropped him. So after that point, Jaime Munguia, it took several rounds for him to kind of work himself back into the fight. He appeared a bit gun shy, letting punches rip. I don't know what it looked like in the auditorium, especially depending on the T-Mobile seats and stuff like that. But I watched it at home because I wasn't flying to Vegas for this particular fight. And sometimes I guess you could say it's different when you're watching the fight on TV, depending on your vantage point and viewing angle. But there was a lot of Munguia's work that just simply wasn't landing. It was being caught on the gloves, blocked. Canelo had some pretty good head movement. Now, I will say there is some signs of aging and wear and tear on Canelo Alvarez. He, in spots, looked very sharp, but then in the back half of the fight, it was almost like he carried Jaime Munguia, or he showed him like too much respect, maybe because it's his fellow countryman. He didn't want to badly hurt him and try to get him out of there and like ruin his career. I don't know. It almost looked like something was wrong with his right hand, because he didn't see, it looked like a sparring session or an exhibition. Like it looked like he could have done more. It's almost like, let's say you and your boys go out to a club and then your friend gets sloppy drunk and he's like obnoxious and he's trying to fight you or something like that. And you really don't want to fight him, but he's so drunken and belligerent and he won't stop like rushing and trying to attack you and rushing you. So you just have to like piece him up because it's the only way. He won't stop. So you have to like sit him down. That's kind of what this fight looked like to me with Munguia, right? Where it looked like there was some holdback from Canelo Alvarez. I seen a lot of opportunities. The only other thing, if his hand wasn't hurt, that I could think of is possibly he was fighting a Mexican fighter who was big and strong, and he felt Jaime Munguia, his punching power, and that he had heart and he was willing to go for it. So maybe Canelo decided to just box intelligently, and given the fact that Munguia is so much bigger and he was probably strong, maybe Canelo Alvarez just elected to like, let me just chill for a minute and just box him intelligently, not take any dumb risks and then get hurt. But here's the thing. Jim Gray, I don't know if it was Jim Gray. Somebody on the Amazon Prime telecast, maybe it was Goosen, they said that the Munguia that showed up, had he not been in there with Canelo, then Munguia would have won. I think that's cap, because I think if he fought David Morrell or David Benavidez, they would have stopped Munguia, even though Canelo couldn't. Styles make fights because they have bigger reaches, they're taller, and both guys are more aggressive and they don't play with their food. For whatever reason, Canelo either showed compassion and carried Munguia because Munguia, his beef was really with Oscar De La Hoya in the buildup. He never really showed no malice, and Munguia never really disrespected him. He said, I grew up watching Canelo, things like that. So that's just my take on the fight, but also check out the watch party. The video is up on the page, and then you can get more thoughts on Canelo Munguia. Now, the clip you seen at the beginning was Jim Gray asking Canelo Alvarez about fighting David Benavidez. He's basically saying that's the $1 million question. Now that you completed the task and you've beaten Munguia, what's up? What's up with Benavidez? Is that next? Canelo, pretty much, you heard it. If you didn't, rewind this video, start it again. He refused to answer the question. He wasn't going for it. He was like, I got to spend time with my family. I got to rest and yada, yada. So David Benavidez flew to Vegas. They probably wouldn't let him in the ring, but he was ringside and, he's trying to put the pressure and make his presence felt. He's been vocal for anybody who would listen, stated he wanted the Canelo fight. So really the ball's in Canelo's court. Every time Canelo has been asked about David Benavidez in the last few years, he either seems to get mad, tries to change the subject. At one point, he was saying that Benavidez, who is he and who is he beat? He hasn't beat anyone. Now that Benavidez beat a guy that he avoided, like Demetrius Andrade by stoppage, and also Caleb Plant, a mutual opponent, Canelo's not really using that, but he's saying other things like, get my money right, and if you give me 150 mil, 200 mil. So the bottom line is, I'm not going to hold my breath. Anytime a fighter is talking like Canelo is talking, to me, it doesn't give me any level of confidence that we actually get the fight. Benavidez has a tough fight with Canelo's stablemate against Alexander Vodstick on the Tank Frank card. And they just did the press conference. I did a video about that. Make sure you guys check it. But with all of Canelo, what he's been saying, I don't really look forward to the fight. Now, as a fan, I would love the fight. I'm not saying I don't want the fight, but I got to be real on my channel. And Canelo is giving me no indication that he really wants to fight Benavidez. Even guys like Jim Lampley, who is usually the savior for old media, has called out Canelo, said he's ducking David Benavidez. Guys like Floyd Mayweather said Canelo should fight Benavidez, and Winky Wright and a million other people said they want to see the fight. After what I seen with Canelo versus Munguia, I'm pretty sold. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. I'm pretty sold that Benavidez at this stage of Canelo's career beats him. But I still need to see it because that would be the defining and crowning moment. Canelo has never been stopped. He's never really been knocked down. He's fought some great names. So I still need to see the passing of the torch, kind of like when Oscar De La Hoya beat Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. But I think Canelo is spiteful, and I don't think he's going to give David Benavidez the opportunity because he knows that David Benavidez will be a pay-per-view star if he beats Canelo. Because if Benavidez were to win, I could picture it by stoppage or just a really punishing fight. But again, me being a boxing fan, this is just my opinion. I still need to see it. But Canelo likely won't give the fans what they're looking for. And that's why the crowd booed, because I think people are now finally catching up. I've been telling you the same thing about Canelo and how he moves. And first he said he didn't want to fight a Mexican. Then he took that back to fight Munguia. Benavidez is half Mexican, half Ecuadorian. And then you say, oh, I want to spend time with my family. You just won't commit to it. Now you're talking about money. Before you say, oh, you fight Juan Dorel. You fight nobody. So Canelo has more excuses when it comes to Benavidez than a ninja going to prison. So people are just now catching up to what I said literally years ago. So enjoy that. I don't really have too much else to say because I've been saying it.